Today, I wanted to tell a story without using the word like, because from day one of me fucking making YouTube videos, people will bitch about me saying the word like every other word. And, when I tell stories or when I'm talking, and even the word I say a lot, but people don't seem as annoyed by that. So, fuck you guys. I'm gonna tell a story without using the word like a single fucking time. And so, I thought, what story could I tell? Like, what's interesting? And I thought, let's tell my coming out story, because I haven't told that story on YouTube in a long time. I did it on my ASMR channel, and I think I did it on this channel many years ago, like when I first started doing YouTube. And yeah, so let's start. Like, oh, I just said it. Every time I say the word like, I'm gonna have to restart my sentiment, okay? Where do I even start with my coming out story? First of all, I'll say this. I knew that I was gay from the time that I was probably 6 years old. I shit you not. I guess not knew I was gay, but I had I didn't know that I was gay, but I had felt attraction towards men, okay? My first attraction was Frodo from Lord of the Rings when I was a fucking child, okay? And that was my first memory of having some type of, attraction to a man. And so I grew up very religious. I grew up Mormon, if you didn't know. My dad and my stepmom, they created a very religious household for all of us. It was very strict and probably the source of a lot of my religious trauma, to be honest. That's okay, it is what it is. They were doing their best to parent, and it was tough. It was very tough. And so every morning we would read the Book of Mormon, and there was a little pamphlet that the Mormon church gives, the youth in the church. It's called For the Strength of Youth. And I just remember feeling so guilty reading that, because there was a section called Sexual Purity. This is when I was in high school, and it goes into detail about how big of a sin it is to be gay, and how it is up there with murder, and it is just very negative. And I always felt so guilty and I always felt very guilty, and I guess insecure about the fact that I was gay. Obviously, it was something that I wanted to hide. It was something I never wanted to accept. And going through, junior high and high school, I had friends talking about girls and how they would get boners looking at girls and shit. And that had never happened to me. And, when I got to high school, I had a few crushes on guys in my high school. I remember there was, a guy who was oh, fuck. I remember there was a guy who was on the football team in my, fuck, man. Oh. There was a guy on the football team who was in my ceramics class. He was in my ceramics class, and I used to oh my god. Okay, this is really fucking hard. Fuck, this is making me realize. There was a guy in my ceramics class who I thought was very attractive, and he was on the football team, and I would always check him out, and I had definitely a crush on him. I remember there was this other very fucking hot guy in one of my classes. He was in my social studies class. I remember his name was Peyton. I don't remember anything else about him, his last name. I went back and tried to find him. There ain't no way he's not cute as fuck nowadays, because I thought he was so cute then. And the first person I ever came out to was my friend Christina, who is to this day one of my best friends. She is chaotic, and she's always been an amazing friend to me. But I think that we have such an easy connection, and that's kept us friends for so long, and she's always been a great friend to me. So we've maintained a strong friendship. But we came out to each other in seminary, which is a Mormon class that they have for high schoolers. I almost said the L word. It's a Mormon class that they have for high schoolers. I used to And we used to pass notes in class, me and her, and even my other friends. We used to pass notes, and I don't know, it was just fuck. So we used to pass notes in class. I remember she handed me a note that said, can I tell you a secret or something? I don't remember the full context. She said, I've kissed a girl or something like that. I said like, but I wasn't saying like as a filler word, okay? I'm justifying. I was like, interesting. And so she handed me a note that said, I've kissed a girl. And I said, damn. I passed her a note back and said, I think I'm attracted to boys. And that's kind of how we came out to each other. And she had only kissed women at that time, I believe. And I had never kissed anybody. By the time I was out of high school, I had kissed one girl and I did not like it. I did not enjoy it. And she kind of forced herself upon me and it was not enjoyable. And I was like, that was like, oh, fuck. I thought that that was a terrible experience. I hated my first kiss and it was with a girl. And yeah, I ended up meeting somebody who was gay, who actually went to a different high school. We started hanging out a little bit and we never kissed, but we would have like those weird, oh fuck. We never kissed, but we would have those weird intimate moments of hugging each other for a long time and like, ah shit. We would have those weird intimate moments of hugging each other for a long time and I would feel his scruff on my face, you know, and I remember that was my first kind of experience of holding a man and being kind of intimate or close with a man, and it felt good to me. I thought it was exciting, and that was kind of my first. I'm trying so fucking hard not to say like, holy shit. That was kind of my first. That was kind of my first confirmation or sign that I was gay, and fuck, man. You know, obviously, I was denying it. I was definitely in denial, and I felt really ashamed. I hated that part of myself, but I also really wanted to explore it and, you know, hang out with gay guys and see what it was all about. And I was already questioning my religion. I never truly felt like I believed in, you know, Mormonism. I never had a strong opinion on it, or a testimony. And I'm very intuitive, and I just always kind of felt that it was bullshit. And so that's just my opinion. People can believe whatever the fuck they want. So fast forward, I graduated high school. I got on Tinder, or I had Tinder, but I ended up switching it from women to men. You know, me and my friends, we used to hang out, swipe through Tinder on girls, and it just never felt natural. And as soon as I switched it to guys, it felt much more natural, and I was much more excited about it. That was another sign for me that I was gay. When I was in college, I had my first boyfriend, secret boyfriend. I ended up meeting him through Grindr. And I thought he was the most attractive fucking man in the world, okay? I became obsessed with him, and it was very unhealthy, and we ended up hanging out, me, him, and one of my good friends, my friend that I actually came out to in seminary, her. Yeah, we all hung out, and it was kind of awkward. It seemed that she was hitting it off with him more than I was hitting it off with him, and I was just kind of awkwardly there, you know? And so we ended up dropping her off at her place, and me and him ended up hanging out, just us, for a while together. And it was pretty uncomfortable for me. I did not have the confidence or social skills that I do today. And yeah, we went and parked by this pond and talked, and I fell in love, bitch. Just kidding, but I was very infatuated with this person because I just thought they were very attractive. I felt that they inspired me. I guess I'd never experienced that level of attraction and connection with a man at that point, right? And so, yeah, we ended up kissing. I had my first kiss with him, and I thought it was so amazing. I remember just having like I remember having butterflies. I remember calling my friend, and she was like, fuck. I remember calling my friend, and she was sleeping at that point, and I was just telling her how excited I was and how amazing I felt, and that was like my final confirmation that I am definitely gay. Because I really enjoyed kissing a man. And I had kissed a couple girls, and some of them were just friends, like whatever. Fuck. Some of them were just friends, you know, and it didn't mean shit, but still, I didn't feel anything. And that was my first kiss with a man, and it just kind of clicked for me, you know? So we ended up, you know, getting into a relationship. This was when I was in college. It was a secret boyfriend, and, you know, we were both young, dumb, and stupid. I didn't know who the fuck I was. I was discovering myself. I had identity issues, and I kind of let him walk all over me. It's just not a very healthy dynamic, and he ended up eventually moving, and I was heartbroken, and I actually never had sex with him. We just did oral stuff. I guess that was enough for us. I don't know. I was still a virgin. I was too scared to have sex. I didn't know how to have sex, and I always pictured myself as a top, because how the fuck could I have a dick in my ass? Like, that just how the fuck could I have a dick in my ass? That just did not make any type of sense to me, because I, you know, was very naive and didn't know what the fuck. I didn't know anything about the gay world, okay? And I didn't have gay friends or anything really. But during that time, I remember getting back on Grindr. Nobody really knew except for my coworkers and a few of my close friends that I was gay, right? Especially living in Utah. Most people that I knew were fucking Mormon, and they would judge me. I lost friends, you know, telling them that I was gay, and it really sucked. And, you know, you lose people to that shit, especially when it's, you know, ingrained in everybody's minds, all the Mormons, that you can't be gay. And they are scared that, you know, you're going to make them gay, you're going to make their kids gay. I had one of my best friends, I remember when he told his parents that I was gay, they told him, you need to learn to protect yourself, defend yourself, you don't know what he's going to try, all this shit. You know, we had been friends for years at that point, and I was like, I can't, how do I say that without using the word like? And I guess I was shocked that certain people reacted the way they did. And it's almost as if people forget who you are, and people treat you like some kind of fucking monster all of a sudden. I'm not a pedophile all of a sudden. I'm not a rapist all of a sudden, like, fuck. So anyways, as I was saying, I'm back on Grindr. And one night I was in my bed. I think I had just gotten off Grindr or something. I'm not sure. But I got a random text message, I remember, from a anonymous number. And it was basically saying that they had screenshotted my profile and sent it to my parents. And I said, who is this? And they just said, don't worry about it, faggot, Mormon boy, you know, whatever. And to this day, I still don't know who it is or who did it, and I don't care. And I basically was outed. You know, a few days later, my dad texted me and he wanted to get food and talk, which is not something that we do often. It was, you know, kind of out of nowhere, and I just felt that I kind of knew what was coming, right? And I don't know if my dad was crying or what, but he came and picked me up and we went and got dinner. Just like easy, whatever. We went to Wendy's, I remember. And it looked as if he had been crying. I'm not sure, but yeah, we just had a conversation. We talked, and then on the way back to my apartment, he stopped and basically asked if I was attracted to men, and I said, yeah. And he said, I think that you struggle with same gender attraction, is what he said, I remember. And I just said, yeah, I do. And I can't change, trust me. I have tried. It's not something I wanted. I did not choose to be gay. I really just am this way. You know, we had an emotional moment. He felt very bad for me, and, you know, we even considered, you know, some type of conversion therapy, or he wanted me to go to something like that. Can I say that? Can I say something like that? Because I'm not saying like as a filler word. That should count, right? Okay, come on. I was just very firm with my answers and just letting him know that there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing you can change. I basically told him I would not be gay if I had a choice. If I had a choice, I wouldn't be gay because of everything I was taught, everything I was raised to believe, you know. There's no reason that I would choose this based off of what I've been taught, you know. But I just know that I know what I'm attracted to and you can't change it. And it has been a really hard thing for me to accept. And I've tried really hard to distance myself from it. And all it has done is make me hate myself. And I had become somewhat suicidal, nothing crazy. I never attempted or anything, but I would often fantasize about suicide and death and the possibility of killing myself just to escape the sadness and loneliness and the discomfort that came with being who I am. And it was really sad. I would spend a lot of time in my car just crying and, you know, thinking of death. And, you know, this was after my ex had kind of left and I felt super lonely, and he was the only person I could really talk to about these things. And my best friend was in Russia or something on a trip. And so it was a very lonely time for me. My dad asked if he could tell the family, and he did. And I was fortunate enough to have everybody be, you know, as supportive as they could be. Obviously, you know, I remember my dad telling me that they would never support me, but they will accept me. And that was good enough for me. And, yeah, that was kind of how I was outed, and it has, you know, been a progression from there. I remember coming out to my mom. I called her. She reacted the worst. She freaked out. I don't really want to get into the details, but I did cry a lot, and it sucks, especially at a young age where you almost believe that you need to please your parents, and it feels as if you're letting them down. And that really sucks. So that was super tough. And I'm glad that we are at a point in time where, you know, being gay is much more accepted. And I felt as if, I'm saying as if rather than the word like, I felt as if I was opening my family's minds because, you know, they would have discussions at the dinner table and stuff about how, you know, gays are satanic and this and that. Obviously, you know, coming from the Mormon church. And I remember them having multiple discussions about gays and kind of debating about gays and stuff like that. And I started dating more openly. And I remember I met my ex, the one who I just broke up with a year ago. And we were together for 7 years. And my family loved him. My mom ended up meeting him and she still loves him. And yeah, that was great. And I'm glad that I was able to find someone amazing and normal who my family enjoyed and we have many memories with. We have family photos. He is on the wall still at my dad and stepmom's house, you know, in the family photos and stuff. And he was, you know, a really big part of my life for many years. And I feel very grateful that my family accepted it and had been okay with it. And, you know, obviously it was very confusing and weird and they had never interacted with a gay person before, but, you know, they sleep on it. It takes time. And eventually people realize that you're the same person that you fucking were. They just know that you're gay now. That's literally all it is. They know an extra detail about you. And fast forward to now and I'm single and celibate. So anyways, that's kind of my coming out story, and it was a really difficult thing for me. I think it's difficult for most people I've met, but not everybody. Some people have a very easy coming out story. Their family is very accepting and loving, and I am so grateful that there are parents like that out there who give their kids a good coming out experience, you know, because it can be such a hard thing, and admitting that to yourself and admitting that to the people you care about can be quite devastating emotionally. Honestly, it's very fucking hard for most people. And so I just hope it continues to be more and more accepted, right? And I'm glad I'm gay. And looking back now, I wouldn't change the fact that I'm gay. I enjoy being a gay man. I like being gay. and there's so many things I enjoy about it. And I'm proud of myself for being gay, right? So it's taught me a lot about, you know, coming to terms with my identity and practicing self-love and accepting who the fuck I actually am, whether I like it or not. You know, that's so important to care for yourself and love yourself, whether you like who you authentically are or not. Like that, fuck, that is so powerful, you know? So, anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this story time. Me trying to tell a story without saying the word like, and I think I did okay towards the end. During it, you know, in the beginning, I struggled, but I think I'm gonna continue to try to not say like so much. I think it'll become much easier. I hope my brain can just start to like weed out all the like. I hope my brain can start to weed out all the like. Oh my fuck! I hope my brain can start to adapt and start to weed out all the unnecessary likes that my body tries to say. This is so hard. Oh my god. Well, maybe this is a good exercise for me. Maybe, you know, I should practice this more when I make videos and stuff. But anyways, have a good rest of your day, guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope that this story, maybe it helped you in some way, or you connected with it, or it was a new take on a story that I've already told, with more detail or something. I don't know. But anyways, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. And I will see you guys later.